Hi everybody, and welcome to part 6 of the build series of the SC10 short course truck. In part 6 we'll be going over finishing off the front bumper assembly, and we'll also be doing the turnbuckles and the side Nerf bars. Now for the front bumper bars we have the parts necessary, and we'll need the chassis as well. First, what we need is to assemble basically assemble the bumper bar first. Then we'll need to attach it to the chassis. Now, before I started recording, I just did a test fit, and one of the things, if you've never built a kit before, like if this is your first kit, depending on whether it's radio controlled car or a model aeroplane or whatever it is, it's always a good idea to do a test fit first before you go in and start putting it together, because you might find it a little awkward beforehand. So when you're building it, have a look at the instruction manual first, then do a bit of a test fit, and then go from there. So what we need to do is to attach this part here first. Make sure you have the right parts. Okay, so put that through there, attach like so. So that'll just hold it like that, and then we'll put that on. You'll probably find that some of the parts won't stay on like so, but that doesn't really matter, because I mean, once you have the screws put into it, they'll just stay there. So we'll start screwing them in, make sure we've got the right, yep, okay. So again, you know, this is plastic, so don't over tighten it. Once you feel it start to go tight, it's best to stop. Like that. The other one. Okay, now, so the next part of the build is to attach it to the chassis. Now, have to excuse me, I've got a bit of a sore throat. Let's get ready to, let's attach it to the chassis. Just plop those screws there. So by the looks of things, yep, okay, so that's how it's supposed to go in. It's a cone shape. Pardon me. So the short ones have to go in through on the top of the shock tower. So that means I'll have to change Allen bits. By the looks of things, it will be that one. No, I'm wrong. It'll be this one. At this point, it's also good to get the second screw, that way it just makes it just a little bit easier to screw it in. Now we'll flip it over and we'll attach the screws into the bottom here. So that means we need the longer ones. Just look for the hole. Alrighty, so that's the front bumper bar attached. Now the next part of the build is going to be the turnbuckles. Now, I have cheated a little bit and I've gone ahead and built 3. So, as they say on TV, here's a few I prepared earlier. Now we have, at the moment I've built the 2 long ones and 1 shorter one. Now we got the 2 longer ones here are for the steering and the shorter one are for the camber link. Now the reason why I've gone ahead and built 3 already is it is quite a time consuming job. So what I've done is I've left one and I'll show you with you build the next steering. Now with the rods, the thread, you have one thread spinning clockwise and the other will be spinning counterclockwise, and the whole idea of that is, say for instance when it's attached to the chassis and you need to make a camber adjustment or a toe adjustment, when you use the tool and you turn it, the whole idea of one thread going one way and the other going the other way, it will actually make it go either out or in. Now the reason why they do it like that, because if both threads were spinning like clockwise that way and clockwise that way, what would happen is all will be happening is the rod, the actual distance will be the same, but the rod will be just moving across. Rather than having one going clockwise and one going counterclockwise, when you turn it, the rod itself stays in the same position, but the ball cups move in or out depending on which way you turn it. So that's the whole idea of having 2 opposing threads. Now this becomes the annoying part, because you have to do it by hand to start off with, and be careful too, because it is quite easily to cross thread the ball cup, and you have to figure out, okay, so as you can see I'm turning it clockwise and it's not going on, so that means I have to turn it counterclockwise. And as you can see what I mean, you can cross thread a little bit, so this can be a real pain in the butt. So that's that input on. Now obviously, because of the opposing thread, we have to spin this one clockwise. Okay, now that I have it on, I might just have to make a small adjustment there. Okay, now that they're on, obviously, now which is the long one? Okay, so obviously as you can see here, that it's drastically too big. So what I have to do is get my trusty multi-grips. Now the whole idea of the multi-grips is you hold it there, and with the adjustment tool that comes with the kit, you turn it so it screws in. Now you have to pay attention to what way's in and what way's out. So this is going in. Make sure you might have to adjust your grip there. Okay, now we do the other side. Now obviously, again, opposing threads, so before I was going that way, this way I've got to go backwards. Now when you're getting close to the desired length, it's best to just have a check. Okay, so as we can see here, I've gone a little bit, oh no, look at, oh how is that? First go. So as we can see, it is at the desired length. That's the desired length. Look at that. Alrighty, so now what we do is we will be attaching these to the chassis. So make sure, do a measurement. So make sure, okay, so the shorter ones are for the camber. So we'll put those over there. So what we'll be doing is we'll be attaching the steering ones. When you're building it, when you're putting them on, it helps just to put your finger underneath what you're pushing up against. Just a little bit of support. Sometimes you'll just have to cheat and use some multi-grips, because the multi-grips can go underneath. And I'll just okay. Okay, that's that one on. Checkmate. Okay, now where's the other one? So another. Make sure you get the right ones. Ouch, that pinched me. Okay, now for the Kimber links. Now you'll have to take notice that the ball links, one's facing that way and one's upright. So you'll need to adjust it. Be firm when you push on it. Okay, so you'll need a little assistance. No, that is not going to work. And that's on. Okay, last one. Of course, got to adjust it. It's not exactly easy. Okay, we'll have to do it this way first. Okay, now this is going to be very hard, this last part. I have to use this tool. And it's on. So there we go, folks. We have the suspension arms done and the steering. Now the next part, the final part to do for part 6 is attach the Nerf bars. So we have the left and right. Okay, so how it's supposed to go on so. Just bend it, it's very soft plastic. Alrighty, now we just need 4 screws, probably the ones that have gone hiding now. So one, oh, I'm not going to do it like that, I'm going to, so you have to excuse me folks, I've got to do it like this. Alrighty folks, that's it. So that is part 6. Stay tuned for part 7, which will be starting on the transmission.